The idea of a pedagogy lab is certainly not a new one. The idea of using video evidences of teaching competencies, again, is not a new idea. But what is new are the technologies of digital video and all of the things that we can do to manipulate and edit and analyze digital video footage of our teaching, of our students' teaching and our own teaching and the teaching of master teachers. So we're excited to show you some ideas. What I'd like to share with you is this. Many times I have shown in the past, and I'm certain many of you have, a 30-minute video of some master teacher doing their work in the PE classroom, and then we turn around and we say to the students, well, was that a good lesson? And they'll go, well, it was all right. And I say, well, what made it a good lesson? What made it a bad lesson? And quite often they can't speak in specifics, and so the idea of using digital video to get to the specific examples within the video footage is what this lab is all about. So we look at teaching behaviors as well as student behaviors. How did the teacher move? How did they walk? How did they talk? How did they move the equipment on and off the floor? How did they group the children? How did they give instructions? How long were the instructions? How did they give feedback? How did they discipline? Did they have a plan? Did they work their plan? Did they move well around the classroom? Were they aware of students that were on and off task? All of these specific skills that students can practice and learn are essential elements to the success of being a good physical educator. The next idea I'd like to touch upon is our belief that good teaching, even excellent teaching, is three things. Number one, it's quantifiable. Number two, that it's transferable. And number three, that it is masterable. Let's take each in turn. It's quantifiable. In other words, it can be measured. We can identify certain elements, discrete set of skills that we expect our teachers to master, and measure those, whether they're occurring and to what degree. The second idea of that is it transferable? Sure, it works for you, but can it work for me? And can we actually take those vaunted intangible abilities and skills that a good teacher, a master teacher would have, and teach those to someone else? Funny enough, there's still a few people out there that believe that great teachers are just born to it, and if that were the case, perhaps we ought to just line up 1,000 people, watch them teach, and say, you've got it, we'll take you, and you've got it, and we'll take you. Unfortunately, you don't have it, so off to some other venture. Be a lot cheaper that way, but we're of the firm belief that we're in the business of educating people, and that we can train teachers to be very good and even great teachers. The last thing is it masterable, and we believe that through repeated application, practice, and refinement of one's skills, that this discrete set of skills that we're describing can be mastered by anybody who is willing to apply themselves to the degree necessary.